Hello and welcome to Arirang News Break. I'm Han-daeun in Seoul. Beginning today, we'll be bringing you a 10-minute wrap-up of the latest news stories here in Korea, weekdays at 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Korea time, so make sure to tune in for a quick wrap-up of the day's headlines. We start with the latest on President Park Geun's trip to Latin America. The South Korean leader has been spending her second full day in Mexico, promoting Korean culture and Hallyu content. Her first major political appointment will come on Monday, local time, when she holds summit talks with her Mexican counterpart. Our presidential office correspondent Song Ji-sun reports from Mexico City.
The 3,200 seats in Mexico's Metropolitan Theater are all taken by local fans of Korean culture. Korea's traditional song Arirang is remixed into a medley and co-performed by a contemporary 국악 orchestra and a local band. A dynamic taekwondo demonstration excites athletes and fans in a country with 2 million practitioners. The fun reaches its peak with a performance by K-pop superstars Infinite. After an hour filled with harmony, President Park greeted the local audience in Spanish.
모두가 하나 되게 하는 너무나 흥겹고 또 멋진 훌륭한 공연을 펼쳐주신 그 여러분들께 감사를 드리고 또 오늘 자리를 함께 해주신 멕시코 국민 여러분께 감사를 드립니다. Muchas gracias. Adiós.
President Park's cultural diplomacy also took her to Mexico's National Museum of Anthropology, where she appreciated the rich legacy of Aztec and Maya civilizations and vowed greater cooperation and exchanges between the two countries' museums. President Park's focus will now shift to business as she sits down for summit talks on Monday with her Mexican counterpart, Enrique Peña Nieto. In an interview with Mexican newspaper El Universal, she said a free trade pact between the two countries will be a win-win for both and a much efficient and faster way to boost trade than the Trans-Pacific Partnership, which Mexico is putting more priority in. Song Ji-sun, Arirang News, Mexico City.
Now to the latest on Korea's April 13th general election. It looks like opposition parties failed to form a coalition at last. Election ballot printing has begun today, fixing an official competition among three parties: the ruling Saenuri Party, the Minju Party, and the People's Party. The day before ballot printing is considered the deadline for potential alliances. Meanwhile, fierce campaigning continued around the country as early voters will start to cast their ballots from Friday. Saenuri Party candidates are focusing on North and South Gyeongsang-do provinces this afternoon to cement support from conservative strongholds. The main opposition Minju Party of Korea hit the streets of Seoul metropolitan area after spending the weekend around its home turf of Honam in the southwest and on Jeju Island. An Chol-soo, co-chair of the newly created minor opposition People's Party, is also back in Seoul to secure support in his electoral district of Nowon and around the capital. It's been roughly a month now since the UN Security Council adopted its toughest ever sanctions against North Korea. Pyongyang has been lashing out with the usual rhetoric against the measures, but today, for the first time, hinted that it wants dialogue with the U.S. Our Kwon So-ah has more.
North Korea denounced the UN Security Council's resolution through its National Defense Commission Sunday, releasing its second statement since the unprecedented sanctions took effect in March. It labeled the sanctions anachronistic and self-destructive, saying it only serves to make North Korea even stronger and more self-dependent. The Commission statement also criticized the ongoing South Korea-U.S. joint military exercises and urged the U.S. to come up with a solution to ease tension on the Korean peninsula, not with sanctions and military threats, but negotiations. South Korea's government dismissed the North's remarks Monday, saying now is not the time for talks.
Right now, we have to focus on sanctioning North Korea for its wrongful acts. Our military and the government are responding in that regard.
Experts say Pyongyang may be considering a more conciliatory gesture ahead of its rare Workers' Party Congress in May. Kwon So-ah, Arirang News.
The massive data leak that rattled the world on Sunday exposed how the rich and powerful hide their money. The so-called Panama Papers leaked from the Panamanian law firm Mossack Fonseca details offshore accounts of world elites, including the Chinese leader Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin. Among the 11.5 million confidential documents, the Washington-based International Consortium of Investigative Journalism revealed secret offshore dealings of aids to Putin and 2 paper companies in the Virgin Islands, established by Xi's brother-in-law. Other big names implicated include the president of Argentina, the king of Saudi Arabia, Jackie Chan, and Lionel Messi. According to the Korea Center for Investigative Journalism, an online news outlet, 195 Korean names under Korean addresses have also been confirmed to be in the paper. Lydia Ko claimed her second consecutive major title on Sunday at the ANA Inspiration in U.S. state of California. After her first big win at the Evian Championship last season, the Korean-born New Zealander has now become the youngest ever to win 2 LPGA major championships at only 18 years old. The top-ranked golfer birdied the par 5 18th and secured victory by finishing 3 under par, shooting a 69 to finish at 12 under 276 for the tourney. Despite returning to the field shortly after a series of lower back injuries, Geun In-ji from South Korea finished the tournament 1 stroke off the lead, tied for second with England's Charlie Hall. Ko now holds 12 LPGA Tour victories in total, 5 from last year when she was named the Tour's Player of the Year. And that does it for today's Arirang News Break. I'll be back with more headlines at 10 a.m. Korea time tomorrow. Stay tuned to Arirang for more news throughout the day.